Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the very, very, very sloppy lab. We don't do full intros in the interlude times. Quick draw. I hope you weren't expecting for another fancy intro, folks. We actually recorded another episode. I won't tell you which one right before this, but Quick draw
They
got
weren't
his
supposed
intro
to
for
know
tonight.
that.
Well, now they know.
Now they seeing how the sausage is made.
Yeah, but I won't say what it was. But I just wanted to make sure that people didn't leave here this recording thinking that I shorted you on your fancy intros for the day.
It was a very good one earlier. I don't expect you to have two great ones in one night, so it's okay.
got, I gotta limit the expectations. Quick draw. Limit the expectations. Well, here we are once again, tickling your podcatcher, making sure you didn't think that we weren't coming back for you. Here we are in the in-between times, enjoying a very lovely summer vacation over here in Maine. I don't know about you, Quick Draw, but the kids here just went back to school, and man, it is like summer turned off real quick. I don't know, but it's still feeling like still like getting into the swing of things. But good to be back in the lab for sure.
Yeah. Do you mean that summer turned off like the weather wise or just the feeling of summer?
Ooh, a little bit of both. So we had some very hot days here in right outside Portland, Maine. But right now, and I say the last like week, it went from flirting with the mid upper 90s to like a very pleasant like high 70s, low 80s, nice coastal breeze sort of thing going
I'm
on.
still shocked that it gets that hot in Maine.
Yeah, and not only that, but we have some decent humidity. Like when it's hot, you're like, I feel like I'm swimming through my living room. And gosh, we like have not caught up with, I don't know, uh, building trends, right? Like it is hard. It is difficult to find homes with central air in Maine. So when I say
Yeah.
that it's like 95 with high humidity, it's like that. It is that in my kitchen, you know.
Yeah,
Is that in my kitchen? Yeah.
that's rough. We've had some great weather finally. It just became fall very suddenly here in Pittsburgh. Um, it's been fantastic. Mid 70s, low 70s the last week and a half or so.
Yeah, and Spence has it right. Summer turns to fall, and it's time to get sloppy again. Absolutely.
That's what we're
I,
hoping.
I was sloppy year round, folks. There's no hope for me. Uh, but yeah, gosh. Well, we are here, yeah, just to kind of check in on the lab and give you all a sense or a taste for what's been going on in our Keyforge world, certainly, and let you know about some exciting things coming up too. So that's sort of the plan for the evening. We'll keep it sweet. It's always sweet, maybe short too. We'll find out. But that's our plan. Sound good?
Yeah, you made me think like we're checking on the lab, like we're making sure it didn't get burglarized in the last 6 weeks or something like that.
Well, we've been in there working hard. I don't know about these other folks.
Well, I wouldn't say we. One of us has been.
The royal we.
Not me.
No.
Not me. If there's any
Yeah.
doubt, I am not the one that's been working hard in the lab.
Well, you say that, but had some games happening, doing some work in the Kagi world, as it were, in
Yeah.
the
I
yeah,
guess you could say I
in
was playing hard in the lab. Um,
playing hard in the lab, as you
yeah.
should.
And if I worked a little harder, maybe I'd still be playing. But
Well, you've got leagues to speak for and prospects to speak for. I this is like this is a weird state for me. I'm sitting here, quick draw, in front of you, zero active leagues at the moment.
really,
Zero active leagues at the moment.
not
Yes.
even. Oh, I guess you guys got eliminated in ABR.
Hmm.
You're not. Are you in the NKFL Summer Hexad?
I'm doing no NKFL. I'm eliminated from ABR, eliminated from Final Refrain, eliminated from Kagi, eliminated from the Keyforge Team League. I'm
Yeah.
like riding the pine pony, as they say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, then what's your excuse? I've been looking for some sparring partners lately, and you're just.
Oh gosh, I am like the body is willing, the mind is weak. I don't know what.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like gosh, yeah.
It's been a month. So when when the Kagi season wrapped up, I think it was late July when the regular season wrapped up. We were talking to Riku and the Final Refrain folks about the Final Refrain Adaptive tournament, And Riku, again, who's just everywhere and doesn't sleep, was also planning the new season of KTL with a few others. Um, and then it just kind of realized, it kind of hit me that like Adaptive was really having a moment in July, August, and now into September, where we had the Kagi Top Cut starting at the exact same time as the Final Refrain Adaptive, and at the exact same time as KTL, which is one third Adaptive. And so there have been a lot of people who have just been playing three different Adaptive leagues nonstop for like a month, and it's pretty cool to see, to be honest. But it also coincided for me with a time when I don't have a ton of time to play and practice and kind of stay sharp. Um, but it's pretty cool to see that much adaptive action happening all over the place on TCO.
Yeah. We're seeing larger and larger Kagi leagues. We're seeing the format show up in more places, and a lot of folks really enjoying it. So yeah, this has been great time for the format. Great to see it getting so much love. I have like an idea for a potential league / event that maybe needs a little shopping that I'll run by you later too. So who knows, maybe we'll throw a little bit more on the pile. Hey,
There's
good
Riku.
morning, Vietnam. Yeah, just played with Rustin. Yeah, do we go by Rusty here, or I love it, absolutely. And welcome to Spence, to Ketzer, to Pinhead Larry. Welcome to the lab, folks. Good to have you on. Yeah, definitely having a moment. And thanks to and Murph as well. Let's not forget Murph, our Kagi Cabal conspirator with Quick Draw, as it were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's our boss actually, and he's telling us to talk about Kagi Live. Make sure we talk about Kagi Live, uh, which is coming back for Las Vegas in a little over 2 weeks from now. There will be Kagi Live in Las Vegas. If you're going to Las Vegas and you want to play Kagi Live, you can reach out to one of us or to Cats and Dogs, who will be running the show out there in Las Vegas.
Yeah, love to see it, and love to see that keep going. And we're gonna be making sure that gets into Keychain as well. So very awesome to see, man. And looking forward to another cat. Oh, that reminds me, Quick Draw. I think the call is now open for community-run events at KFC. So it may be time to get some of our own ducks in a row and submitting a bid.
Yeah,
For
got to get
for
Kagi
running
Live
that
back
day.
to KFC. Are you going to KFC then?
I am very hopeful. I'm very hopeful. And the things that would keep me back, I am in the midst of a I don't know. I guess my bosses don't listen to this thing. Midst of like a job situation thing, and that's the only thing that would keep me out of it. But I'm like really hoping it happens, planning on doing it. There is a slim chance that like that situation would prevent me from making it, but if not, man, that would be a bummer. Yeah.
Well, I have a plane ticket, so I feel like that's half the battle.
Okay.
Um, so I should be there. I don't have a KFC ticket yet. I don't have a hotel yet. Um, I don't have paid time off. So I don't know, but I got a flight, so that's something.
That's something. I mean, let me put it this way. I feel confident enough to buy a refundable flight ticket.
Do you feel confident enough or no?
Yeah, yes, I do feel confident enough to buy a refundable flight ticket. I don't know if I'll get the hotel room, but the flight ticket, yes, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be a good one. I mean, I think people saw the potential of the community events last year. I think there's going to be even more this year.
Uh-huh.
Um, they haven't announced any of them yet, but the applications are open. So yeah, as Murph said, we got to get on that. We got to submit something for Kagi. Maybe I don't know if we got anything else. You said you're thinking about a league idea. It's not a KFC league, is it?
You know, it's a format that I'm curious to get your it's like a take on adaptive short that I'm curious to get your thoughts on, because and I guess this is kind of playing into some of the other goings on, but trying to think about how to get a little bit more of an ability to try to match your opponent, maybe on power level or on kind of relative number of peppers when you're bringing in a adaptive deck, right? And that's been, I feel, more relevant now than ever, with some of the high end getting pushed higher, and some of the favorites from the longtime adaptive players maybe being a little bit more middling. And you're seeing some more games with large chain counts or more swings, and I'm like, all right, what are things that we can do to kind of like mitigate that or do that in a natural way? And so I'll throw it out to you now, because I am curious to get your take. But this is the idea. All right, 3 decks. Okay, so kind of like a triad setting. Ban one, and then we both pick one to play in for an adaptive best of 1 game, or you could do it for best of 3 too. But that's sort of the idea. So the thinking is, right, like I get to bring a little bit of a range, see what you also brought, and then when we actually go down to play, we're kind of both angling to get to something that's going to be an interesting match, and that we also feel reasonably comfortable doing. And there's some other layers you can throw on top of that, right? You could say, oh, they've got to all be different sets, or hey, we got to do all the 3 most recent sets, one from each, those sorts of things. And I'm also interested in this from a digital setting, because I think you could do something very interesting where you have decks being registered publicly leading up to the event, and then allow folks to change their decks at intervals before the event actually starts. So I don't know. This is sort of what's brewing. I could do it for Kagi Live, but I don't know if I want to throw too many wrinkles at it. But that's where I'm going with it.
Well, I love that idea. I don't understand the last part you were talking about with like the online wrinkle. I'm not really sure what you're implying with that.
So imagine we're going to play this event, and it starts in 2 weeks. Okay. Mm-hmm. Have everybody submit their decks, and then we post what everybody submitted. Okay. And then we let folks change leading up to the start of the event. So there's a new submission deadline that's 5 days out. Then we'll show what everybody submitted again, right? Then there's another submission deadline that's another 5 days out, kind of leading up to it. And so there's kind of like refined submissions while looking at the meta, in other words. So you kind of give the meta like a chance to shape a little bit leading up to the actual start of the event. And I don't know if that's going to be too much or how much people would care, but it's kind of like, even if it's just like, hey, gut check, what's everybody else doing? All right, maybe I'll tone it down, or I'll dial it up a little bit before things actually start.
Yeah. Welcome Data Forge stream asked a great question. What I was just thinking, wouldn't everyone just have joke picks until the real deadline? I would say, I don't know how many deadlines you're looking for, but each deadline only allow people to change 1 deck.
Possible, yeah. You could do that.
You don't want. I could just submit like 3 random things that I don't care about, and then just change them at the last minute. So.
Yeah, you might be able to. I guess I'd have to think about it a little bit more of whether it's in your best interest to like I think there's some value to you in sending an accurate signal to the rest of the field to match you, right? And so maybe it's not that you would present a joke deck, but you present something that you want other people to pick with as a benchmark in mind, and then you swap. I don't know.
You're losing me on that, because what I don't like is like the metagaming of formats, right? Like there used to be these formats where it's like you ban a house, and then you would just basically take advantage of that house not being anywhere. So for instance, you would get rid of Dis, and then you just have like a big board, right? Because Dis had most of the creature control. I don't like those types of formats, but I love this idea. I don't want to make the deck choice and the deadline become a game within itself. I want it to be actually creating like, here's roughly what the field's going to be. If you feel like you're off, you can change one, and kind of leaving it at that.
Change one could make sense. I haven't thought too much through the like, hey, let's let folks change things. I do like having some sort of I wanted something that was like, you're gonna have options when it comes to game time. you're going to have the ability to match your opponent and have like a decent, let's not a decent game, but like a reasonably close game when you actually sit down to play, and the ability to switch once you've seen what some of the fields packing could help with that. I don't know. That part I haven't worked out yet, but I like the core of like, let's show up with 3 decks. I don't want to play against that one. You don't want to play against this one of mine. All right, from the 2 we've got left, let's both pick one to jam. And I think that as a premise could lead to some very interesting adaptive games.
I really like that. And in fact, I would probably just offer to any of my Kagi Live opponents to do that if they're interested. And I'll go a
Mm,
step further and say next season in Kagi, I might even consider offering that as well. Now, like Kagi has been historically very informal as far as player arrangements. I remember Aurora used to, um, what did she do? She went in there with like an attempt to kind of balance it a bit more. I think she would just openly say like, "Here's what I'm bringing,"
yep.
so the opponent would have that information. Okay, like that's what she's bringing, and then they have to make a conscious decision. Do I want to really bring something that's like 20 chains better than that? So like kind of putting that social pressure out there of like, here's what I'm playing. Let's have a good match. Do what you want to do with that information. I think it probably resulted in some closer games, which is good. So like, yeah, I mean, I might actually use this even if it's not an official league to just say like it, to my opponents if you want to get a close game, because one thing that I think now in stereo set I've talked about on the show before is that FFG and GG sets are becoming more and more incompatible. And that's even true in adaptive, where you just have such a massive amount of chains, or sometimes it's just so swingy whether or not something is found that it just swings the matchup, that I think this idea for a format would be a really good way to make sure that, like, okay, I'm bringing a few decks that I like at various power levels, various sets, various eras, and you're still getting a good game out of it.
Mm. Yeah, very much like a triad best of one take for adaptive short, which I kind of like. And I like triad best of one as an Archon variant as well. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Spence. I think she called it a benchmark deck. That was sort of the typical, and
Right.
the idea
That
was
was
like
for
here
Newton.
for Newton, and then for an adaptive setting, it's like, all right, I'm gonna give you an open benchmark. I'm giving up the information. There's no surprise what I'm gonna bring. You can kind of pick with full knowledge of what I'm gonna play, or maybe it's like, I don't know. I guess I could be bluffing, but
Right.
like it kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do. But anyway, I don't know. That's what I'm interested in, and maybe I just do it with without any extra machinery around it. Just say, hey, I'll play one of these 3. Pick one that you want me to play or something. I don't know. Interesting.
Maybe you could call it the lonely league, since you feel so lonely right now. You're not in any leagues. You gotta like, I just need to make a league so I don't feel so lonely.
Oh no, this guy over here, he's so missing out on leagues that he's thinking up formats to play now.
I mean, I did cut back on leagues the last couple months. I dropped out of the summer Hexad just because I was like, I'm not gonna have time for this. I didn't play an ABR again because of time. And then when like KTL and Kagi and TK was not TKL, KTL, TFR, man, there's so many acronyms, and Kagi all came around at the same time. It's been tough the last month because like my only availability for matches for the most part was Friday to Sunday, and I had to fit 2 to 3 leagues in there almost every weekend the last month or so.
Hmm. Yeah, Murph, no time for any leagues. Feel me too. I have now no leagues in any time. Oh yeah. Well, all right. We'll see. Maybe the next adaptive league, the JT's eliminated from everything league special could happen. I don't know.
Well, we got Dataforge in the chat right now. I wonder, Dataforge, is there any other TKLs coming up? The Terra and Keyforge
Ooh,
League? Any other
Terran
ideas
Keyforge.
brewing? I wonder if that's going to be coming back anytime soon. That's always been fun. The few times we've played that, there was I forget what it was. Was it like AOA in DT, and was it just AOA in DT, Hexad?
There was an AOA DT one. Were there 3 sets? Was there Worlds Collide? Gosh, putting me on the spot. I think there was one where there were 3 different sets.
There was a VM one.
Yep, yep. But yeah, I haven't been able to play in the again, just primarily for time, the main Hexhead League, and I want to say that Zoc was doing the TKLs kind of in between. I don't know if that's being
Yeah,
kept up.
that's
Yeah,
what he
it
just
was
said.
good.
He tries to go when there's less leagues going. So I guess
Yeah, yeah.
right now maybe there's a few too many, but ABR is winding down. Kagi's winding down. TKL or KTL is winding down. Yeah, Riku's going to run LTK and LKT. I would love to know what those stand for, and I want them to happen. I don't care what they stand for. Just I want to know, but they have to happen. Yes.
League Keyforge team. If there's one thing that we don't have enough of in the online Keyforge space, it is acronyms that are dizzyingly similar. So if we can get more of those, it would be much appreciated.
Maybe LTK is the League of Triad Keyforge.
Ooh, interesting.
That'd be fun.
Well, that's fun. Uh, before we get too silly, I want to give a plug. I want to put a plug out there, quick draw, if that's cool. And this is for a very special IRL event that is coming up in October, the Midwest Keyforge Charity Open. Folks with us here on the stream can see a nice splash of the website there. I'm going to drop it in the chat. Again, coming up October 10th and 11th. And this is going to be at the Ascension St. Vincent YMCA in Evansville, Indiana. I think DePapa is a big contact for this if you're getting more information, but there's a whole lot you can get on the website here. Drop the link in the chat. It will be in the show notes. Registration is open. The goodie bag for this thing, Quick Draw, is unreal. So I don't know if this has been published yet, so I don't want to go into too details, but I've been lucky enough to be getting to peek behind the scenes on some of the inner workings and plannings for this event. And the goodie bag, the prizes, actually they do amazing prizes for this.
They really do.
Every time. So I'm going to get blown away by some of the things that are put together for the prizes for this event.
They do trophies. They do handmade crafts and special, tokens and fun things. They go all out. They do a really good job. If you're anywhere remotely close to Evansville, Indiana, I'm sure it's going to be worth it. I looked up how long the drive is. It might be a little too long for me. It's 7.5 hours, I think. I don't know if I can do that. Again, I don't even know if I have time off for KFC, let alone this one. This is a Friday to Saturday. Would have to leave probably Thursday night. So, yeah, that's little too far for my liking, but hopefully there's other people that are around there. It's for charity. They have great swag, amazing stuff. Why why are there cherries on the website?
So, I want to say that the Wookiee gets credited for this phrase, but their tagline is sort of the cherry on top of Keyforge. So this event is the cherry on top, and you'll see lots of cherries represented throughout the branding and some of the prizing and swag. There will be a little bit of a cherry theme. The cherry on top of Keyforge events, indeed. So I do enjoy cherries. I don't know, maybe more as a
just wondering
yeah.
if Indiana was it was a cherry the state fruit or something like that.
Oh gosh, I I don't know. Oh, we got a now in stereo telling us that cherry TY open. I don't know.
I mean, I
cherry
could see
T.
that.
Oh, it's a cherry T open. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
There we go. Nice. I like it. Yo, very nice. Wish I had thought of that first. I'm gonna edit this part out and pretend that I thought of that first. That was good.
I mean, I did kind of think of it, but I was like, it's a lot of cherries. I don't remember seeing this at last year's. Did they use cherries last year?
I think this is new. I think that the event is sort of under new management a little bit, or the torch has been passed, perhaps. Or in any event, I could be completely wrong there. In any event, I think that this is sort of a new thematic element for the event, as it were.
Well, I'm disappointed to report that Indiana does not have a state fruit.
they have an opportunity. They have no state fruit, but they have an opportunity to welcome cherries as their state fruit.
I think so too.
Okay. Right on. Cool. Well, I want to make sure we got that out there and that was said. So check out the website, folks. It will be in the show notes, as I mentioned. And if you can't make it there too, I think you actually may have an opportunity to get your hands on some of the swag with a donation. But we'll check out the website and look for more details there too. All right, Quick Draw. What else we got coming up?
Las Vegas, we mentioned, is coming up in about 2 weeks. Bochum and Madrid, if you're on that side of the Atlantic. Do you know the dates of those offhand?
I do not. This has been a very tough Vault Tour season for me, just kind of logistically. I haven't been able to make it any yet. I am like pushing really hard for KFC. Gosh, because that has been like incredible event the last 2 times that I've been there. 2. But yeah.
Oh, Bochum is next weekend. It is on my birthday. And fun fact, I have been to Bochum before.
Oh, hey, happy birthday, Quick Draw.
Yeah, I was in Bochum in 2019 for a Star Wars CCG World Championship. So it's a nice town. If you're in Europe and I'm not sure, Bochum is a wonderful town. I think it's very close to Dusseldorf, pretty easy to get to by train. It was a great time, good city. So yeah, that one. Let's see. So that is September 12th to the 14th, and then Madrid is happening the same weekend as Las Vegas, so the 19th through the 21st.
Cool. Well, definitely looking forward to CAGI Live happening at Vegas. So that'll be a lot of fun, and absolutely at KFC as well. Awesome. Well, I don't know, Quick Draw. We said we were going to keep it short and sweet. I don't know if I have anything else to say. I feel like the podcatchers have been tickled. How are you feeling?
I think they've been tickled as well. It's cool to see so many people in the chat. We were like, man, we're starting late tonight. We were like, maybe no one's going to pop in, and then here we are. We have a crowd of people who apparently missed us, maybe.
We just kind of stumbled across this random crowd of Keyforgers. I think it was a coincidence, if you ask me. But we appreciate seeing them in the lab. Absolutely, this is a lot of fun. So this is, we have been a little derelict in our interlude drops. So prepping diligently for the start of season 4. Have a number of topics lined up and looking forward to that, and glad to see that your I don't even know if our bot was woken up yet. So
he has been awoken. Yes, he did post about almost 30 minutes ago. So he was
okay.
Yeah, he was on time. He was close.
On time. It was close. We'll take it. But anyway, we'll keep it short and sweet. And just wanted to drop some notes and dust the dust off the lab benches. There we go. Got it out there. And we'll save the sponsors for the full episodes. Quick Drop can't be spending sponsor money on interludes. So we'll just do a little quick send off and say,
wait,
do you
we spend the money on sponsors? Is that how that works?
Yeah, we spend the money on sponsors. How is it supposed to work?
The sponsors, they've been paying us all these years, haven't they?
Oh my gosh, I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
This is why I haven't got a new T-shirt in like 2 years.
I know we were working ourselves up to send off, but I will say we have been putting in some orders from some sloppy slag, and I'm very excited for some of the stuff that's coming.
Yeah, I will say when I was in Baltimore, seeing like what Redacted had and some of the other teams, Bay Witches obviously have all these like jerseys and other stuff going on. I was like, man, we really got to up our game a little bit.
So gauntlet has been thrown, and as soon as we get those team branded gauntlets in, we're gonna throw it right back.
Yeah, lower the expectations though. We're gonna stay sloppy for sure. But
oh yeah. So no jerseys.
No. I think we're
Okay.
gonna do lab coats. I mean, we've done lab coats. I feel like, jerseys are kind of cool, but I feel like lab coats are a thing. It's nice to stay unique, true to our
It's
roots.
nice, nice. I like it. I like it a lot. All right then, cool. Well, any other things? Any other things that I should have known this whole time about like paying sponsors and getting paid by sponsors? I don't know. I feel like this is a good time to bring out any of that stuff that I should have been doing this whole time. Anyway, I don't know, Quick Draw. Got any words for the folks who are getting off at the final interlude stop?
Um, I don't think so. I think you're queuing me up. You're teeing me up here. So just thanks everyone for popping in again. Good to see y'all in chat, and stay sloppy.
And stay sloppy. Cool. Well, we'll cut the audio there. Thanks so much, folks, for jumping in on the stream. Yeah, it was a little bit of a late start, and yeah, we're glad to be back in the lab at the moment. And yeah, we're not going to be going back to full episodes quite yet on our regular schedule. I think probably in a couple weeks, but coming back soon with that. Going to be exciting, and recorded one like we said right before this, so awesome. And gosh, I must be old, Quick Draw. Do you feel? I know you think you're old. I don't think
Oh,
I'm
I'm
old,
old.
but I feel old because I'm tired. I don't know if you. I don't
Yeah.
know if you're up for a game. I would humor you, but I don't know if you're gonna get an A game. You could probably sneak in like an easy win to this interlude season.
Hmm. I don't know, man. I'm pretty old too. Um, if we play, do you want to play
All right.
Archon or you want to play
Actually,
Adaptive?
here's what we'll play. Okay, this is a heinous format that Riku pitched to the ABR captains. And I hope I'm not misattributing this, but this is a Riku pitch called Quick Forge. Yeah, okay. Data Forge.
Yeah,
Data Forge has in the chat. It is.
we've done this before.
Have we done this before?
We've done Quick Forge once before on this show.
All right. So first to one key. First
I
to one
hated
key.
it. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
I bet you did. It sounds completely like something you would hate.
Yeah,
Um,
sure does. I
let's
saw
play.
that in the ABR server and I was like, I just cringed. I was like, this is why I didn't join ABR this season. I also noticed that they had this special format for the playoffs where everybody had to play a deck from a different set, but the only set they omitted was DT.
Yeah.
How could
So
you let this happen? You're a captain.
there was an actual conversation in the organizers chat. Should we include DT? And it was brought up that Quick Draw is not in the league this season. and then we were just like, all right, moving on.
Let them know that I was still following that, and the only reason I didn't comment was like, I didn't join. I have no place to say anything about this, but it's a
Mhm.
disgrace.
Well, you and Gorlami can bring out your DT and VM signs, and yeah. Actually, was VM in there? I forget. Anyway,
I don't know. I don't remember.
yeah.
uh, Barcidia says a quick 2 times Whirlpool, 3 times Curiosaurus game. I have been looking for ages for a deck with both Whirlpool and Curiosaurus, and I can't find one.
Can't find one.
No. And I don't have any decks with 3 Curiosaurus.
I think I have a triple Curiosaurus deck.
I have some really fantastic double Curiosaurus if neither of us are interested in sleeping.
Well, so when we decided we were going to play, when it was suggested that we play Quick Forge, it was also suggested that Quick Forge would happen without key cheats. And my immediate thought was to go for Psy, which should be delightful.
I don't know if Psy can hold people off of a key.
Off that first key.
Yeah. It's kind of
Could be.
susceptible to rush.
It could be tricky. It could be tricky. In any event, I do have a triple Curio deck. I don't
That's
know.
cool. Oh, you have Equalize as well? Get out of
Yep.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Only 5C though. That's rough.
Only 5C. Only
Yeah.
5C.
If that deck had a Spirit's Way, I would drive to Maine right now and take it from you.
Yeah. This one's very cool. I think I opened this one too. But yeah, if it had a little bit more, creature control, it could really shine.
Yeah.
I think it's a little. The C's even a little bit suspect for. I'd be worried about high rolls bringing it to adaptive, but triple Curia is pretty fun.
Yeah. Um, well, I have to say that this is not a very convincing argument for me to play a game tonight.
All right, fair enough. We'll let you get some sleep. We'll keep Quick Forge on the back burner for next time.
Let's talk about this
Oh,
tri-adaptive league.
yeah. Maybe we'll play that next time.
I
I think that
think
could
that'd
be.
be fun.
I think it can make. So, what's your gut reaction? Like, what would you bring? Would you bring really spicy, middling, low tier deck, or would you try and go for like three that are about the
No,
same?
I would go three different ranges. I'd probably bring like one of my favorite Ember Skies deck, one of my favorite GT decks, and then maybe like a weird AOA perhaps, or
Hmm.
maybe just like an old favorite MM could be. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, I like this a lot because I think, or I like the idea of it a lot. I guess we have to see how it plays out. Uh, and I like the idea of having a range so that you, even if your opponent goes all in on something very high or very low, you can kind of try to match them a little bit. I guess if your opponent is trying to go, let's say reversal or a super high archon, they could ban your highest or lowest, and then you'd still have a decent gap. So maybe
Well,
that's
if you go middling, you're trying to give yourself something that can play up or down to either a 50 SAS deck or a 100 SAS deck.
mm-hmm.
So like I think the goal of the format is to not have any matches that take 15 chains, right?
Right. Trying to minimize that, and then also give folks a little bit of room to be like I don't feel like playing against Quixel or something, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah.
Leave it to JDG though to bring Quixel from three different sets.
Yeah, there you go. Or Whirlpool. I don't feel like playing against Whirlpool, so I'm gonna ban. Still doesn't do
Tough
it.
shit, man. I got one
Tough.
from every set.
So, do you think it's better to I present you three, you present me three, and then I pick the deck of yours to play, or do you like the ban and pick my own
No, I
better?
like the ban. I like the ban for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it fully gets you away uh, oh, we just really missed each other on power level, or
I think
I think
it
you can.
does. I think it does it well enough. It's not going to be perfect, but I think it gets you there close enough, which is the goal.
So the goal was to. So there are kind of two goals, right? There's like if we're both trying to meet each other at a less than 15 chain game, then we can do it because we both can make a spread and we can like
Right.
know to go toward the spread. But if you're showing up looking to force a 15 chain game, is there enough? Do I have enough like tools to not get banned out of a 15 chain game?
I
You
would
know.
say two things. One, what kind of a monster would do that? And two, I do think this would probably be close enough if you're bringing a decent spread in your lineup. And remember, like a lot of your best adaptive decks are going to be able to punch up or down.
Yeah.
So like Guadalupe is one example where like I've beaten Guadalupe a number of times playing my opponent's like 60 some SAS AOA, right? Like pretty weak deck in general. But I've also used Guadalupe to beat 100 SAS PV deck. So like you want these decks that are able to punch up and down like that anyway. And I think if you craft a nice lineup that has decks that can do that, you give yourself more agency to make sure that you're not going to get 15 chains.
Mm, I like it. Well, it's worth a try. I'm down to try it. I'm intrigued by the idea. Curious to push on it a little bit. I can see where it goes. Um, yeah, totes.
Yeah,
All right, man. Maybe we'll try it next time.
let's do it
Cool.
next time.
Well, we'll sign off for real then. Thanks so much, peeps, for showing up and having a little chat with us. Hangout time. Appreciate you, and we'll see you around the lab.
See everybody.